Yo, yo.
Good afternoon, Wolves.
Hello.
What's up with your lighting? You're like in shadow.
Yeah, I don't want the bright in my face for a moment. I'll turn it on a little later, but I kind of
Oh, okay.
my eyes need a little rest right now. It's
Okie dokie.
it's fairly close.
So what's happening with you, guy who is clearly hungover?
I am not hungover. I those are untrue allegations. I am not hungover. I simply am just not looking for that right now. Whatever, it's
Okay.
fine. Dark lighting is chill. We can, villain it up a little bit. Hey, how about this? Let's start here. I'm a latecomer to the Like a Dragon franchise. I'm learning quite late about the weirds ins and outs and twists and jokes.
There's like 23 games now.
Am I correct in that this is not anything that anyone could have called? We are all confused and flabbergasted as to why Majima is Jack Sparrow all of a sudden.
So,
this is everybody being taken by surprise, right? This is not like, oh yeah, there was that one side quest that one time where he run Yardy Har Har.
okay, so there was that one side quest that one time
Okay.
in Yakuza Dead Souls where you could get a pirate costume. And it looks just like the pirate costume that he's wearing. It's just red instead of purple.
Is this a joke?
So the game, the whole pirate Yakuza in Hawaii game, the whole like premise and synopsis fucking leaked on a 4chan like 6 months ago,
Oh yeah.
and like it was completely ignored because it was so stupid.
That
and
sounds so
obviously
dumb.
fake.
This is someone making bullshit up. Shut up. Get out of here, idiot. Yeah.
So Majima has so let's go through the steps. The steps are they built Hawaii as a new location. Step 2 is
Accurate.
What excuse are we going to have to get every character in the series over to Hawaii specifically so that we don't have to make a new area? Right? Like every time it happens. Like, hey, we made an Osaka area. Well, guess there's going to be lots of plots going down to Osaka. We made a Yokohama area. Well, guess there's going to be a lot of plots that just happen to go to Yokohama, etc. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So the next game was always going to take place in Hawaii, right? As for Majima himself, what it appears to be, what genuinely is that Majima wakes up with amnesia because that's really convenient. And a child sees him and asks him if he's a pirate because he has an eye patch. And he goes, I guess I am a pirate because I have an eye patch. Pirate.
And then the world becomes pirates. Yeah, and some people are wearing T-shirts. Like it's not particularly going too strict on the costuming.
And Samoa Joe is there.
And Samoa Joe is in fact there. Yeah. Okay. So basically, adults getting hit in the head one too many times, creating their own realities, is also this franchise.
It also gives a really good excuse to reset Majima. So Majima, okay, so you played Yakuza 0, in which Majima was like way more normal.
Mm-hmm.
Way more normal. And after 0 came out, like they had him be crazy guy, but he could just like turn it off and like have a normal conversation with you. And this represents a nice way to reset his personality to like a regular main character instead of the Joker.
And I guess like we've established that like this franchise can go to the moon. It doesn't matter. Right?
Oh, it can.
So
whatever, dude.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet about this and I think it's great because we have like focus tested. I think it was like the Chosen Awakening Dawn, like Horizon Zero Dawn as titles, and then over the RGG guys are like, he's a pirate, he's Yakuza, and he's in Hawaii. That's the game.
Yakuza pirates. Or pirate Yakuza, excuse me.
Yeah.
Although, what was the Japanese name? I saw something about that.
I heard that it was even more blunt.
Yeah. Let me see if Yakuza pirates in Hawaii. I mean, um, yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to find it.
Okay.
Oh, Yakuza like a pirate, dragons in Hawaii. Is that real?
No.
That's not real.
Okay, wait, hold on. No. There's Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. And is it Like a Pirate? No, that's not. That's just another
No,
thing.
that'd be
Okay,
great,
all
though.
right.
That'd
Well,
be great.
anyways.
Anyway, whatever. He's got an eye patch that makes him a pirate.
Wild Speed Pirates. Sky Mission.
There's a really wild like pre-order bonus on the page that's like, hey, if you pre-order the game, you can get all these bonus pirates, and it's like Kiryu and Ichiban and shit like that, like non-canon things. But there's an entire row of characters on that list that are dead.
Oh, well, not in this world.
It's like they're alive.
Go nuts.
That dude's been dead since the aughts, man.
The fuck is Samoa Joe doing there? That's wild.
The same thing Danny Trejo was doing.
Yeah. I hope they get
the same thing that all those Bullet Club guys were doing in Yakuza 6.
I hope they get his brass music out and bwomp, 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 bwomp when he shows up. That'd be great.
It's one of the goofiest things about weirdly enough, the pirate Yakuza shit is not the goofiest thing to me. Do you remember a little while ago where we read an article where the actors in Netflix's live action Yakuza were like, we didn't play the games, we want to do our own thing.
Yeah, they instructed us not to. We booted it up and they ran over and slapped the controller out of our hands.
Okay. One of the dudes on the character site of like guys that'll join Majima's pirate crew that kind of looks like Majima is played by the actor who is playing Majima in the fucking Yakuza Netflix movie.
Wow. Okay.
So like they're like, okay, don't play it. He's like, what if I played a different character inside the game? Would that be okay?
Would
that be cool to do?
I have to say that like I'm surprised it's not as simple as Majima loves One Piece. And he was reading it one day, and that was it.
I mean, you could just do it.
Like,
there's no reason you can't do it.
If Ichiban loves Dragon Quest, why can't Majima love One Piece? Everyone does. It's that simple.
You could just do that. There'd be no problem there.
I mean, I'm assuming about 20% of the missions will be One Piece jokes and references. Like,
yeah, probably.
There will be a fucking I don't know, sake fruit of some kind, and there will be a million weird proportioned people showing up to fight you.
So did you watch the trailer for Pirate Yakuza?
Some.
Okay. So like one of the things that's interesting is that like the setup of that trailer is like the end of Infinite Wealth. Like it's like they're treating the story of this series like seasons of a TV show.
Okay.
Which is wild because they're all like 100 hours long.
Huh. I guess I might have been spared, but I mean, again, it doesn't seem like it matters that much. So, I suppose the only question is like, was there any attempt with the samurai games at all to like contextualize them anywhere in the story, or is it just this is literally an imaginary timeline world?
I didn't play much of the samurai games, but the samurai games these are historical figures in a unique story that just happen to look, act, and sound just like those guys
Yeah. Okay.
And then Infinite Wealth literally says that they were a dream.
Okay.
That those were dreams that Kiryu had.
Okay, yeah, sure. Great.
Which is why it was fit. So Kiryu stayed up till too late to watch fucking historical dramas, and then he fell asleep and he imagined, what if Majima was that sick guy that's in Samurai Showdown?
He was watching a Kurosawa movie, and then that's that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Sea Dog of Shimano is pretty cool. That works out. Let's see if they can put any attention towards boating and shanties.
I would like to point out that this feels like the all-time proof in the pudding that good job, Johnnies. You got the Judgment series fucking killed.
Oh man,
Because this was Yagami's turn on the game.
Ooh, that thing's not coming back, huh?
No, it's not. Which is weird because you run into the Judgment Gang for like 10 minutes in Infinite Wealth. They're literally just sitting in a coffee shop. And you're like, hey, it's you guys. They're like, hey, where's Yagami? Oh, he's not here. Doing something else.
If the dinosaurs never go extinct, then there's no defeating them, right?
Yeah.
Like that's that I guess you just have to ride it out. Sucks because I mean it feels like between the two versions of it that there was a serious attempt to really push Judgment and then push it again.
Yeah. And Judgment was like pushed as like a more serious version of Yakuza because Ichiban was like so zany. And it looks like both the action and the RPG games are gonna just be maximum like clown shit. Did you see the gameplay trailer of Majima where he's throwing out the pirate blades and they're doing like on fire round trips through like 20 guys?
Yeah. I guess
reality is gone.
The moral of the story is don't cast real actors for your main protagonists because, you know, between this and Onimusha, you're just not gonna. It's not gonna work out in the end. You have to like do weird roundabout things to get back to that franchise if it's all based on one person whose likeness is owned by a fucking dinosaur conglomerate. And then
there's also a weird like knock-on effect of Majima's like his moves in a fight where they showed off in that battle trailer that he can spawn 4 shadow Majimas that will fight alongside him and like attack and shit like that.
Fuck yeah.
And like that was a thing that Ichiban saw him do, and you're like, oh, Ichiban's so full of shit. Like it's just Majima's really fast, so it looks like. And it's like, no, actually, he is making shadow clones, and they are attacking people. It is real.
They are.
Oh, he did do it in 5. You're right. He totally did it in 5.
No, it's a real thing.
Yeah, he had the shadow clones back then. I forgot. Oh, it's been a while.
And are they substitution clones or are they physically real? Don't answer that.
It's not clear.
Okay.
It looks like they're just there to fake you out because the moves always end with the real body stabbing you.
Huh. Okay.
Oh
God, I love how it's like, no, shut up, that did happen canonically in this boss fight.
I forgot that did happen.
Great. Well, I mean, look, he looks the part, man. He's got his mouth open, and again, very Jack Sparrow, and the attitude is already there. So yeah,
man, it's 59 fucking years old.
I buy it. Who, Johnny Depp? Yeah, probably.
So yes, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii coming out in like 5 months. Like the idea, like it's the idea of like catching up to the series is so impossible because they come out every year.
Yeah,
they come out every year.
But if the annualized releases are just complete nonsense like this, like if there's no reason to feel like you're missing out on the connected story whatsoever, then it's probably fine, right?
No, you don't know that. So I can't tell you anything in specifics, but I will say that the story very clearly deals with the fallout of the ending of Ichiban's story.
Okay, all right.
And also takes place a highly specific amount of time after Infinite Wealth's ending, so that you would be dealing with very specific things that happen in Infinite Wealth.
Forgive me for assuming the fucking pirate game was not connected really, besides the intro part you mentioned.
It looks very, very connected.
Yeah, okay.
Though it has become the
How
kind
is
of
this
thing.
in the modern time? How is this a modern day pirate story?
Oh, that's probably the funniest thing,
What
because
the
like when the
fuck?
trailer starts, you're like, oh, it's a
Yeah.
historical thing, and it's like,
No,
no,
there's buildings, and he's riding his bike, and it's like, yeah.
2025. 2025, Majima's doing Uber Eats on his bicycle.
And like, so you're telling me like a giant like American Navy aircraft carrier is not pulling up, going, "What the fuck are you assholes doing on the seas surrounding our country?"
Nah, man, because they're all hiding over at Madlantis. Don't you know about Madlantis? It's the secret pirate cove.
Does the boat go underwater and lead to a fight club underground?
No, it's actually a gigantic island that looks like a theme park that is for pirates.
Okay.
So you haven't been it's okay. Did you ever go to Purgatory in Yakuza 0? No, huh?
Which one was that?
Purgatory would be the underground casino in the sewers.
I don't think so.
I'm sure in 0 you went to an underground
fight.
Voted.
I went to an underground fight club.
Okay, whatever. So in every game there is a secret underground casino of some kind of lavish wealth.
Okay.
Right? And as the games have gone on, the mechanics of the physical location of that casino have become less and less real. In Gaiden, it's like 50,000 shipping containers in the middle of the Pacific have been like hashed together to make a gigantic gambling island.
Okay.
And in Pirate Yakuza, it's a whole island that's off the map, inhabited entirely by pirates, and it looks like a fucking theme park. Let's see if I can get a fucking screenshot. And it's called Madlantis.
Okay. And if I'm picking up what you're putting down here as well, so Majima washing up on Hawaii is just rolling him closer to Ichiban.
Yeah.
And perhaps he needs to go through his own hallucination adventure so that they can both be on the same page when they meet up.
So here, I got a screenshot of the pirate island of Madlantis for you.
Is it Arlong Park?
Yeah.
It's Arlong Park.
Bigger.
Okay, we're at Arlong Park. Yes, got it.
There's like a cruise ship that's hoisted up on top of the mountain in the background. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, well, holy shit. True. That is a modern cruise liner. Impossibly lifted.
Don't worry about it. Dude, when you did the I forget the name of it, but the island minigame in Infinite Wealth, there was like a mountain of garbage that was like as big as Mount Fuji in the background of every shot of that island. And you had to clean that shit up.
Well, shout outs to Team RGG, fucking keeping them guessing. You know, no one can predict.
Well, they said they said in a recent interview, like, we're gonna keep making games about old men doing old man shit.
Right.
And like this just screams midlife crisis.
I always wanted to be a pirate.
What are you gonna do with your time? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be a pirate.
Yeah.
Dad, you're too old to be a pirate.
So here's the question now. Is this wacky announcement preferable to a Judgment sequel?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. That's
no
because the energy is, oh man, this was replacing Judgment, but how many people would have wanted the next Judgment?
So Judgment and Lost Judgment were really excellent, but like people like Majima better than they like Yagami. It's like it's
sure, yeah.
And like when you run into Infinite Wealth, so you run into Majima in Infinite Wealth, and he gives you no expectation that he's going to have a spin-off game 6 months from the events you meet him.
And I guess, well, yeah. Also, I mean, the whole direction the franchise is leaning, the dumber the better. Like,
Oh, the franchise is like leaning further and further into nonsense.
which Judgment leans away from, it seems, right? So,
Yeah, no, Judgment was a little bit more serious, a little bit more crime thriller. Though you do beat the absolute shit out of like 25 high school kids for like 10 hours in Judgment.
And the intro, the vibe I got from the beginning definitely made me. It reminded me of watching like Infernal Affairs a bit, you know. Like,
Yeah, no,
I'm
that,
like, ooh,
that
is a
feels
fun
like
vibe.
where they were going.
The way when he does the little trailing mini game and his eyes go and lock on, I was like, damn, that's cool, you know. But yeah, it's a different flavor. All right,
But also, it's like, listen, if we're gonna have Ichiban be like the new, like the future, right? And like Majima replacing Kiryu as the old guy is the most obvious fit in the world. Because unlike Kiryu, he doesn't have cancer and he's not aging. He's not aging at all. In fact, he looks younger in Pirate Yakuza than he does in Infinite Wealth.
Great.
Yeah, actually, he looks way younger in Pirate Yakuza than he does in Infinite Wealth.
Sick. Yeah, fan favorite. Sure.
So this is probably going to be the new get in here. Like, this is assuming this one is really good, this will probably replace Zero.
Wait, get it as you mean the starting point for the
the starting point, game 23.
Everyone start at the pirate game, actually.
No, because he has fucking amnesia. So new players will get to learn about Majima as Majima learns about Majima.
No, but if the assets that we reuse to make an economic decision on saving money for this game are all past references, then I don't know how well that works. But
so speaking of that, Gene went and spoke. Gene Park over Washington Post, friend of the show, and overall cool guy. Went and spoke with the RGG devs about their like development style. And this is me paraphrasing it, but the gist of it was that they're really confused that everybody remakes their whole game every time they do a sequel.
Right. I saw that.
It's not like them going like, oh, we're being super smart by reusing everything. They're like, why do you guys make new levels? Just use the same
already made it.
Again.
Just do it. Yeah. What is this? I mean, shit. Again, you know, Wind Waker, not Wind Waker. Majora's Mask. I'll always bring that up. You know, like fucking grab what you got, do some cool shit with it, save some time and money. I get it.
Like they have put, this will be the 23rd game in 21 years, and like there's one really bad one. Like the rest are like good to really good.
Well, I mean, y'all have said that like the older it gets, the rougher it gets.
Yeah, but I mean, in the context of when they came out,
sure.
The only one that I've played all of them except for the ones that were not translated, and the only one that was like, oh, when it came right out was Dead Souls.
I think if you're gonna commit to annualized releases, then yeah, recycled assets is to be expected, right? Mm-hmm. It's probably, I mean, it's pick one or the other. Like I think annualized releases is usually not a good idea for any franchise. I mean, you know, KOF included, like they eventually gave up on that. But if you are committed to 12-month turnarounds, then it has to be part of it, or it makes sense that it is.
It's not 12-month turnarounds. It's closer to like 15 months or 16, right? But that still gets it out like one a year, and then every now and then they skip a year.
Okay.
But like I've gone through all of these, and the amount of fat that they leave behind is so little. They're like, okay, how many times do you need to reinvent the Mahjong game?
Yeah, that's done. That's done. That's done.
Okay, make new pieces for the PS4 version, you know, like stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Okay, what about all the blackjack shit? Okay, what about fucking Pocket Racer? there's all these fucking things that you just carried forward. Just carry it forward. Up-res a texture here, maybe there.
Okay, comparison point. How much? What's new in the average Muso game?
I don't know. I could not.
Yeah. I would love if someone out there had the
legitimately could not.
Yeah, like what percentage fresh are we getting?
More characters.
Couple more bosses. I imagine couple more playables, but overall, I'm gonna guess 85% or more kept. Maps and models. Okay.
So, you played Zero, so you remember that there's all these little animations you see in the side quests to make up for the lack of voice acting, and in specifically there's a little like fist pump move that some of the NPCs do when they're talking, right? It's like like fist all the way up in front of them and like yeah, like they pump it twice, right?
Okay.
That fucking thing is in every game they have ever put out, and it is from Yakuza 1, and they have never changed the animation. It is the same fucking thing.
I mean, well, now you've got a series staple at this point. Especially if you move engines and you keep that same bit, then that's on purpose.
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, it's a PS2 animation. And, like, it's fine. It's not like a big fancy cutscene, like, money animation. Right? It's just like a filler thing you throw onto NPC dialogue. It's like there's a part where they go, okay, well, we have an emulator that we made. I don't know if you know this, but we have an emulator that we made for Sega games for the Yakuza
for the
series.
arcade, right? Yeah.
But like the emulator isn't made to sell old retro games. It's made to include in the fucking Yakuza series.
It's our own. Yeah. Nuts.
So they go, okay, what games we got? You want Virtua Fighter this time? Okay. You want fucking Outrun? Yeah, hit it.
I think as well, a big benefit too is that like if you are a franchise that the location being accurate is a part of your appeal, then that's doing a lot of the heavy lifting as well. Like just walking around. Oh yeah,
that was
oh shit, it's that place I know.
That was one of the other things they said, and the reason why they make new levels. It's like, well, we're shooting like TV seasons of like a drama that just uses real locations around the city. So like when there's a massive generational leap, yes, they'll remake new area. So like Like a Dragon 10, we'll go back to Kamurocho and we'll spend the whole time in Kamurocho so that it's up to super double 8K HD, and then begins the process of, do you think we're ever going to go back to Hawaii?
Right. Well, so I mean that's a partial answer to their question. Like, why do other franchises like not reuse stuff more? It's like if you're not going for location accuracy, going through a set piece level again in a different thing, like you can only do that so much if at doing it at all, right? Like, any games that are kind of linear about it, like you kind of want to be very particular about like level reuse and things like that.
Yeah, like the more I think about it, like the more impressive it is, because like I'm sure it would be a lot easier to write like a much grander story in most of these games if you allowed yourself to have them take place further than one block away from every other location in the story. Like Zero takes place exclusively between two city blocks. Like you and Nishiki like drive out to the country for one cutscene, right? But like 99% of that plot is taking place within the Kabukicho and Dotonbori like districts. And they've had like, God, Dotonbori's had like what, 6 games that have fucked with that area. Just write something new that could happen there.
Like if a Devil May Cry Ladies Night did come out and it was just like starting at the Clifod, working backwards, exact same levels in reverse order, and like I had like a couple new enemies, but it's the same otherwise, that would not go over well, unless it were DLC or something. But as its own game, that just it doesn't work.
Someone in the chat pointed something out. In Yakuza 5, there are actually a bunch of different locations. It has by far the most amount of locations of any game in the series, and it kind of suffers for it. Like, you don't get to spend as long in any of them, and they're not as detailed, and there's not as much shit going on.
Okay.
So you get to go to Tokyo and Osaka, but you also get to go to Sapporo, Sakai, and Fukuoka. And just there's not a whole lot going on in those areas.
And the feeling they want you to have in most cases, I get, is like there's a living city around you. You're not going to do it all. Do what you want, do what you can, and move on.
Yeah,
right?
But then you run into a weird problem of like Sapporo. Is that the one with Saijima? Sapporo's section? It's winter. It's actually like just really small, and there's like very few quests there, and so it feels like you're just like you're popping in for like an hour and a half.
Okay.
And then back to the woods.
Okay. Well, that aside,
if you were going to take a look at a Like a Dragon game, I would recommend this one.
Yeah. Hey, I'm still intrigued by the couple hours I played of 7. So, but there's there's a lot of things out there in the world, and there's not a lot of time. So we shall see.
I think every year is the year that I tell people to give up on catching up on this series. It is becoming an American comic book franchise. of like, you gotta just see the one that has the gimmick you like and grab it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I get that. No, I've said this on stream a couple times, but I've pretty much decided that like the approach I'm going to take to any impossible sized LPs probably from here on out will be to regulate and know in advance which side quests to do and which not to do. And and just put that on, because it's just, especially given I'm like once a week recording, it's just like there's no other way to do it.
So you know what? That's a great plan. And I tried that plan with Infinite Wealth and ran into a disaster, which was like, because it's Kiryu's last game, every Kiryu side quest in that whole game is hay.
Right.
You remember this guy from Yakuza 2?
Right. Yeah.
And so it's like I actually had to go through all of them, which means the Kiryu side of that LP is like larger than the Ichiban side. Yeah, you could do it with every other game except for Infinite Wealth. Infinite Wealth does not allow you.
It's a celebration, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes, no, I get that.
Remember this fucking loser? Oh, he's dead now. Oh, darn.
And that's also the approach I would take to something like Cyberpunk. If I tried to tackle that, it would just be like, all right, line it up. Let's take a look and see what every session is going to look like in terms of how many sides to do and how many mains to do, and what frequency probably as well. Without having some sort of like rail there, it's just a humongous insurmountable task,
Oh yeah, by the way, just since you played Zero, Yuki's back again in Pirate in Hawaii, and she looks exactly the same.
Cabaret girl,
the top hostess at
Sunshine. I saw Obatarian on the she was on the deck
in her 80s in 1985, man.
Obatarian on the fucking poop deck.
She is 110 plus by default.
Unstoppable. Unflappable. Yeah, no, I need her just doing her best like enlightenment pose.
She was born in that fucking leopard sweater.
God damn.